Hey everybody, it's Rosie, and today I'm going to show you guys how I did Fig Faeth. The insatiable. Is she an insatiable? I don't know. I don't know how that title works. I'd say I probably had the most problems with her, but she is one of my favorites just because I am really proud of these horns. They came out really even. They never show up as nice as I want them to on camera, but they came out really even in person, and the painting, the gradient that I did, I wasn't sure how that was gonna go, but it all came out really nice with the horns. So while other things with her might not have worked out as planned, or there might have been complications, the horns make it worth it. I love the horns. And her eyebrows, cool. She's just the epitome of cool. Fig Faeth is the epitome of cool. And the antithesis of Galeer. Starting off, I have this Sarah Manning Funko Pop, and I chose her because I could use this head and this body. I know that Fig usually has like pigtail braids, but she has these side braids, so I figured it was close enough, and I wanted to just buy one Funko Pop as opposed to having to buy an extra. So I just start by heating off the head. This is where I learned that this one is apparently, I think, like a Chinese knockoff or something, because it came off and it looked very cheaply made. And there are little Chinese characters on the inside of that head, so I'm pretty sure it was a knockoff Funko Pop, but I'm okay with that. It was cheap. Then I cut off the bag from her hand because Fig doesn't need that. And then I do what you have to do when the head comes off like this, which is just cut down the neck peg until it will come off of that neck base situation. And then I just glue the neck circle thing back in using a vinyl glue, and I hold it for about 30 seconds. Next, the first thing I did with her was make the horns because they were the thing I was the most excited about. This first horn that I did was actually pretty easy and simple, and I was like, oh well, these are just going to be super easy and good. And then I started with the second one, and it was so hard to make them symmetrical. I just made little tiny cones and then tried to put them on the head, and the first one, it went really easy, and then the second one I was like, oh well, it has to be the same height, and it has to be the same diameter, and it has to be on the same place on the head, but they're both on the sides of the head. So it took a bit of time. But they actually came out really nice, and the horns are one of my favorite things I did overall. I filled in the shorts and made them a skirt, and then I filled in the hole that the bag left on her arm, and then I didn't like that her hand was just hanging out there, so I gave her a little middle finger because it felt pretty fig. I was going to give her like a clove cigarette, but then I decided on the middle finger, and then as I suspected it might, after cooking it, it snapped off immediately. It was too small, but it was a nice idea. Then I paint her skin pink. It's never really like firmly said what color Fig's skin is, and in fan art people do a lot of different things. My favorite depiction of her is with like the somewhat pink skin, because like her father is a devil and he has red skin, so it would make sense that she has pink skin. I like the pink skin, so it's what I did. And I didn't worry about getting it onto the hair because I was worrying about making the smoothest face lines as possible, and I knew I wanted to give her darker hair, so I didn't worry about the hair at all. As you can see, the middle finger is gone. And then I paint her neck and her hands and her legs all that same pink skin color. The legs took lots of coats because the Sarah Manning had like tights and leggings on. Now I paint the jacket black. It was already black, obviously, but when I had to paint the clay, to make it fit with the jacket, I wanted to paint the jacket a little bit just so it would blend in with that corner, so that corner wasn't just like a random different shade and matteness of black. And then I filled in the clay on the shorts black so that when I painted the shorts red later, they would all be one color. And I fixed up the boots. Now I am painting her skirt red. When I was making the shorts into a skirt, I did not think about the pockets, so this skirt has pockets. Skirts with butt pockets exist, I'm pretty sure. It took many, 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 many coats of red to make the black skirt red, but I'm happy with how it came out. Sometimes I am not looking at my camera because I'm looking at the Funko Pop that I'm painting, so I'm not actually looking at the framing, and I don't notice that the Funko Pop goes out of frame and all you can see is my hand, so sorry about that. Now I paint the phone white because Sarah Manning has like the pink clone phone, but they obviously don't have phones in this, and I don't feel like Fig would have a pink phone. So I gave her a white phone because they have crystals in Fantasy High, and in my brain a crystal would be white. Many layers of red. Now I paint her t-shirt gray. And I don't worry about covering the necklace because I make it copper later. Now I paint her necklace and her belt buckle copper, because copper just felt more Fig than the silver that it was, because, you know, she's from hell, and, well, she's not from hell, her dad's from hell, but she's infernal, and then her girlfriend is a phoenix, so that's fire, and when I thought of fire, I just thought copper. I didn't think silver. I could have done gold too, but I chose copper because it was more red. Then I give her a little Anarchy A symbol on her shirt, and I use Sharpie to give her little fishnet stockings. The lines are really wobbly, but you know, when you're wearing fishnet stockings, the lines are pretty wobbly because they're on your legs. So I didn't worry too much about it. That is the finished body. Now I paint her horns a kind of like nude skin color, a light skin color. And then I use black at the very base and then water down my brush, and just like, it took a while, but I used the watered down brush and more black to create a gradient so that they started off dark at the base and then got light up at the top, which is usually how her horns are drawn. Here is a dark brown hair color, which as I was painting did feel kind of ridiculous to paint brown hair on top of brown hair, but I wanted her hair to be darker. I didn't really like the lighter brown hair color, so I give her dark brown hair. When I'm painting hair, I make sure that I paint down along the waves of the hair so that there's less brush strokes. A lot of painting of the Funko Pops is just trying to create the least amount of brush strokes possible. Then I give her a little copper earring. I remembered to give her copper earrings, but I did not remember to give her an elf ear, which was something I planned on doing, because she is half elf, so I planned to give her a pointy elf ear, just like I planned to give Fabian elf ears, and I just completely forgot. Now I'm giving her little purple streaks in her hair, which sadly did not come out great. It dried way too dark, and so if I ever make another one of her for any purpose, I'm gonna remember to like paint it white or something before, or just make a way lighter purple. But I know that the purple is there and I can still barely see it. I even used Sharpies to try and see if that made it better. It didn't. The purple's there in spirit. Now I give her some black soulless Funko Pop eyes. and I used the Sharpie to give her eyelashes, and I give her little eyebrows, and I give her that little eyebrow slit because, you know, Fig's a rebel. She's a cool girl. And this is the finished head. This is Fig. Until next time, this is Rosie and Fig signing off.